What are we saying in episode 2 then? There's
And
2 of us.
so it begins.
I don't think that could be that dramatic. And I've got a hay fever. So, this is episode 2 of Project Kev. This is the owner, Mrs. Piggy, who you've seen in other episodes of other series of videos.
Hello. I'm Kev's mum.
It's being dubbed Project Kev. I don't know if you can see. No, you can't see the registration at the back because in the registration it says Kev. So that's where the names come from. Episode 2 is going to be stripping Kev out because we know there's some rust issues that we can see without even trying, but we want to strip it right back, and then we'll get all the major rust issues solved and the minor ones solved before we start thinking about putting stuff back on or painting it or whatever we're going to do with it. So we won't reveal everything in this episode that we're going to do, but the plans mechanically it's very good. I'm planning on changing the airbags for a modern coil system. That's a bit later on. Suspension otherwise is good.
Airbags.
No airbags. And
I better not crash it then.
no crashing. And we're going to have a very modern engine. I am excited about that. Just don't look it. And interior and exterior choices will be Mrs. Piggy's. You don't want to reveal anything now?
I want to, but you keep telling me not to.
Well, I don't think you're completely decided yet anyway.
No, I am. I just don't think you would want me to do it because you'd have to be seen in it.
That's your car. It's not like we're going to have a lot of minis in our life. This is probably going to be the mini, so that's part of the reason. Obviously, we're thinking, well, if you're going to do it once, you're going to do it once, and you're going to do it as you want it.
I think Kev is going to have a very dramatic makeover to begin with, but as we keep him, he may have a few
No, this is it.
hairstyles
This
along
is
the way.
So it's going to be very, very individual. The interior is probably not something we can't find anything to go, oh yeah, that's what we want. Exterior, we can find a few images of something that Mrs. Piggy's wanted for a long time.
Yeah.
How we go about it, and it's a very individual design, so you can customise it to be just how you want it. So sounding very, what's the word?
Dubious? No.
Sounding very mysterious, but it'll all be revealed in good time. But she might change her mind again, so there's no point really saying what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
The wheels, which you've already seen though, are staying, despite the fact of how many people have offered money for them. They're not that special, but because they're Revo wheels.
They're Revo. All because of Walk Off the Earth's album.
Yeah, we might link you in to show you why they're special, even though it doesn't stand for the same thing, obviously. So this first episode is going to be a lot of probably time lapses. We're going to find out how grotty it is in here. We're going to get the interior out, and I'm going to start stripping the front end off because we don't want the A-series engine that's in there. It's a good engine, GT13-1275 from the Metros, but we're not going to use it. So that's episode 2.
A lot of boring stuff.
Yeah, a lot of boring stuff. Hopefully a bit more exciting as time passes and we earn lots of money to plough into this project. Yeah, that's quite funny. So it's likely that other projects
There's maybe a 5-year plan.
Yeah, it's likely that other projects I've got will slow a little bit as we put a bit of focus on this, but then there'll be other times where we're either waiting for parts or we're having to save up where I can spend time where I've got a hoard of parts for another project. So this isn't going to be weekly updates on Project Kev, maybe not even monthly.
No, let's do monthly.
Depends how much work we get. She's keen.
I would do every
I'm tired.
week. I'd do every week. But
I'm tired and I've got hay fever, so we don't know how long I'm going to stay here tonight, and I haven't had dinner yet, so this is obviously in our spare time. So that's enough waffling. They're playing with boats. Let's get on with stripping.
And we're not by the sea.
shows. I need to do something on this Mini, so some of the plans for the next week or so is to get the wheels off, which we've started to do. I can obviously work on these at home, and we're just going to put some steels on it that Mickey Kellett has very kindly just donated, just temporarily, and then get the engine out, do that for sure, and then either sell it on or Mickey might want it for his boys Mini, don't know yet, and then talk to Mickey and get it into the workshop. He can do some rust work on it, I can get the subframes off, I can rebuild suspension, get the subframes powder coated, get all the rust out of the shell, and we'll be going somewhere with it. So let's get the wheels off, I think. So Kev is coming out today. It's going into the body shop and it's going to be fixed properly, not by a buffoon like me. That out, fixed. New engine, new interior, new wheels. It's going to have boost. Project update. We'd almost given up hope. Basically, the shell is repairable, as all mini shells are really. You can get panels, you can get parts, but too far gone for us in this stage of the project. A couple of months' work, and it's just going to cost too much for how much we want to invest in this project. So today, we're going to get a new shell. So Mickey's hooked us up with a chappy nose who's got another shell. So we'll be using all the parts off this, other than the engine, and putting it onto a new shell or a replacement shell. It just needs a little bit of welding compared to all of it need welding. So let's go and get it now. Alright, so engine comes out today. I've got some other news too. Essentially I need everything off this shell because we have Kev Mark II. So this is a bit of a slow progress thing and I need to get up. Alright, situation report is, this is Kev. This shell will no longer become Kev. I'm not quite sure where I am on the project, so this might get edited out, but basically the shell is just too far gone. Shame on you whoever repaired this shell and sold it to me. You covered things over with understeel, but that doesn't make it strong. When it goes on a lift, it folds in half. So, we will take many things from it, the subframes, the doors, the boot, the glass, and bits like brake servo master, the clutch, things like that, and a bit of wiring and steering column probably. So I bought another Mini, I'm going to show that in a second, and then I brought another Mini, which I'll also show that in a second. But anyway, goodbye to this shell, hello to another shell. This isn't going into the Mini, this is holding the Mini. There's a need for the Mini to be on a jig, we don't have one spare, so I'm going to make one. So is that really? So apart from a couple of fires, there's the first one. You can see it's kind of missing the head on it. So it'll have a piece across there somehow, something larger than a scaffold pole, so the scaffold pole could go through, and then a bolt put on it so that when it spins, it can rotate on sort of a bearing shaft and then be fixed. So I'll do that at Mickey's because I've got nothing big enough to hold a scaffold pole here. But what I've hopefully done there is made it level I did that with a piece of bar I had spare, just welded in place, tacked in place, so that whatever you put on there is level. Lots of triangles was my theory. I'm not really an expert at this, but it's 3mm thick walled 1-inch bar, lots of triangles, all welded up with gas this time. And there we go. So I'm going to make the second one now.
So, there's another Mini that we bought. The second Mini we bought, you'll see in a minute, but this needs a little bit of work in the boot, so I bought some boot panels for that. Needed that panel, fit into there. Needs a panel on the left, finishing, needs a sill, which are in there, needs a rear valance, got that. Needs a door, got that. Pole through the middle, fronts have been done with heritage panels. Jig there, ready to go. Hole through the middle, spinny, spinny, fixie, fixie. Flinch panels have been done. This sill apparently been done. Themed all good. Nice guy. Don't want to say too much, he might be watching this. So that's Kev Mark II. We're going to be going back to that shell because Kev Mark III just wasn't repaired well enough, really. So it's for sale. Hopefully might get rid of it soon because it's outside and it needs to go. Got plenty of panels for it, got a glass for it, but it needs to go. We need to get on with the right shell for this project, and it's going to be the Mark II. They all need work, I've realised that. Let's work.
So, we're not where Kev lives, but we're at home. We did bring these home, which are 12-inch Revos, or Reva lights. Amazingly heavy for such little wheels, I've got to admit. As you notice, they're distinctly missing their tyres. That's because they were ruined, never to be used to well, they're not ruined, they had loads of tread, but the sidewalls were ruined. Right, so as you can see on that one, it's distinctly a different colour. That's because it's been painted a number of times. There was white, green, red, and finally someone painted them black. That was half a tin of nitromorse and a lot of rubbing and scrubbing. And we gave the rim, we started on the rim, so I had to polish that up, but no point carrying on with that rim until the centres are painted. So, we're going to now take these off to Morton Marsh, to a company that does blasting. See what they say. There's a chap I'd like to use, but he's a long, long way away in Portsmouth, so that's not going to happen. And I'd like to get these on, make me feel like I'm accomplishing something with the Mini. And we'll have a chat about subframes. So let's go to Morton in the Marsh. Alright, so they wanted 35 quid a wheel to blast them. Seems a bit mad to me. They only wanted 50 quid a wheel to powder coat them. So I don't want them powder coated really, I'm going to paint them. So I'm going to try the nitromorse, we're going to go home. But I asked about the subframes for the Mini, and they'll do it, the pair powder coated, shot blasted, coated, like zinc coated or something, and then powder coated for 120 quid the pair. There's not much bother rubbing them down for that, so if they're in good order I'll be bringing them straight here, but obviously that's maybe a month or so off yet, but we'll bring them here for that. But the wheels, well, looks like we can make home with those, and we'll get the tub of nitromorse out and let it soak in. I tell you what, if you can get that seat out that door, that'd be impressive.
Challenge accepted.
That might be quite tricky.
On the next episode of Project Cut. More stuff.